we're taking this down the street. They're going to show all of Sosua that they want change in this country. As they say, if the fish stinks, it stinks at the head. Here we go. Hi everyone, it's Mr.T back again from sunny Sosua. Thanks for tuning in. In this episode, as you can see from the title, we're going to look at whether there was an agenda to chase a lot of the African Americans away, or who was meant to be chased away by the shutdowns in Sosua. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion first, and then afterwards I'm going to interview especially a few African Americans so you can hear what they've got to say about the matter. But one thing's for sure. There's multi-millions that disappeared from Sosua because certain people felt that they were being chased away. So my opinion is a lot of this is for financial reasons to start with, because the local authorities have been teased or tempted with a lot of money from big investors coming in, and they had in mind a certain type of tourist that they preferred. And that meant anybody who didn't fit in that category needed to be gotten rid of. So they've been bullying and harassing, like I've shown in previous videos, business owners, the Haitians. They've chased the girls down the street. They've been chasing the locals and harassing them to make life a hell for people and the economy for the last 8 years. And now you can say, well, it's more calm now. Well, if the businesses don't survive, then there is no Sosua. So it's very important that things are done, first of all, legally, ethically, humanely, okay, and without anybody's rights being abused. Now, I think the financial reason was the biggest one, but there may have also been an element of, let's get rid of the African Americans in there. Why do I say that? That's only because there's some of the major clubs, like Merengue Bar, Club 59, and Kings, which used to be Rumba, who had a high percentage of African Americans visiting these clubs. But it's not just in these clubs that they wanted people out. If you go to places like City Lights, it was shut down. That was 95% white folk that went in there from Europe and other places. So basically anybody who didn't fit their little segmentized type of tourist had to be chased out of town. Now, we've got some complicated situations going on with elections right now, and everybody's itching to see what the result of that's going to be. But for us who's here, we can definitely feel it in the economy that it's being messed with, and business owners are complaining. It's not how it used to be. One of my last videos was about Rockies shutting down, because he was running it exactly the same way today as he ran it 10 years ago, but 10 years ago he was full. And now they could hardly fill a room. So anyway, that's enough for me. Now we're going to hear from some other people to hear what they've got to say about why things got shut down and who they were trying to chase away. Here we go. Hey everyone, I'm with Alex, who's doing a little tour around Dominican Republic right now. Thanks for jumping on camera.
So, no problem.
Now Alex, you've probably heard about what's happened around Sosua with the shutdowns of businesses. Would you say that's just to get rid of everybody who comes here to have a good time, to make room for a different type of tourist? Some are concerned it was racially linked. What's your opinion on it?
I don't think it was racially linked. I just think they wanted to stop the nightlife here. Maybe they're not too fond of the nightlife here, but I still come, when I travel around abroad, I still have a good time here. Not too bad.
So for you, you still had an enjoyable time everywhere around the country, as well as here?
It's correct. That is correct.
So what do you like most about Sosua? Why do you like making this visit?
It's a big party town. I mean, their food is good. The people that you meet is good. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, excellent. All right, anything else you want to throw in the pot there?
Nah, so far so good. Keep doing a good job. You're giving a service to the people that really need it.
Thank you very much, Alex. And safe travels.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Well, I think they are trying to make change, and sometimes change is hard for people. But the way that the powers that be went after to make the change, I think they went with an iron fist, and it seems to be a little more racist, discriminative towards certain clubs, location, and the clubs we're finding that are being targeted made frequent by African Americans, and so it seems that it's coming off as the powers to be wanted to shut down, the black clubs, the African Americans from here, and so we don't know if that's part of the thing, but in the way that they're going about making change, it seems that they are targeting those locations, and we're not sure if they're trying to push out the prostitute or they're trying to push out the African American. But as we look at it now, it seems like both has happened at the same time.
Well, having been here for a number of years, I've been eyewitness to the bullying that's been going on. And I've seen local Dominicans being bullied away out of their businesses by police. I've watched the Haitians being arrested even when they have their papers and being bullied and thrown in jail. Before the current administration came into power, we had the girls walking like normal civilians down the street, and suddenly when this current administration came into power, they got chased like they were criminals who had done something wrong. And it's actually a legal activity in this country. What's illegal is pimping them out.
Exactly.
But if it's legal, why are they being chased? And then, of course, we have the business owners being harassed as well. Don't let Josephina in, don't let Julie in.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're going to shut down your business. What's that saying? My freedom as a business owner stops where the police's noses begin, or the authorities, So this is BS. This is the sort of thing that destroys a lot of tourism. We've seen a lot of, especially guys that used to come here who decided, screw this, I'm heading for Colombia instead, or Thailand, Philippines, or other locations, which is obviously losing this area multi-millions of dollars that could have come in, that usually came in. How do you see the prognosis for the low season? If all the snowbirds have already gone back, we hit the low season, who's going to come?
Right, I saw firsthand, being a new store owner, the local people, during the low season, you're not getting anyone. And average, we used to get some people coming through here, but now they are, like I said, going to different locations. It's hard. It is hard because they don't want to get all harassed. They just see the changes and it doesn't look good. So I don't know. Hopefully with the new administration, maybe some things can change. You never know.
Yeah. Now, if they try to keep pushing the same agenda with big hotels coming in, I mean, that's not what Sosua was structured for. The business owners are not used to selling to resort tourists. That's not the type of businesses that resort tourists necessarily would buy from. We have salons here where they're doing hair extensions. We have motor conchos that's used to taking people around who are traveling independently. If groups come with a tour guide like they do in Puerto Plata and lead them to shops where they can earn, the government can earn their commission. I mean, there's so many things that would have to fall in place at the same time in order for the town to even survive, with some shops for these resort tourists to even go shopping at or look at. I mean, what's your opinion about how crazy is their plan?
I agree with you. I think they are not looking at the way that the new hotels would affect the local people, because the local people are the ones that built this up. The tourists, the ones coming in, the single guys, the single women, it was more of those type of people coming and making a quick trip. With the big cruise ship coming in, the big hotels, that clientele is definitely different for the market that we have here.
One guy that I met in the street, one of my viewers, he said something that really hit home, which is a family, even if they liked it, saving up for the holiday and all the rest of it, they may only come back every 5 years because they may choose some other locations instead. But the guys who came here, who loved the confident approach of the ladies, and well, that could work the other way around too. You know, they would come every 2 months. Some of them even more frequent, every second weekend.
Yes.
And another guy said, you know, each of these guys sitting on the airplane has about $3,000 in their pocket, and they go back
with nothing,
very little of that. So they drop a lot of money.
Yeah.
How can these guys justify letting go of millions of dollars?
I can't get into their head. The powers that be, they may have a plan that we're not privy to. So, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't look good. It's not going well. It is deterring a lot of tourists. My local friends, my friends that I used to see on a regular coming through here, they stopped coming. So they're looking for other places to go, and if that was the plan, it's working.
And you know what? Even though you may be a couple coming down here that's getting out of the cold of Canada or somewhere in the US, they still want to go clubbing. And it's incredible how many questions I get from viewers down here, like, you know, couples that are asking, so where can you actually go and dance and enjoy yourself, you know? And I said, well, you have to go through the dark over to the other side of town, and then there's a place called this and that, and that you can go to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people, they like just to be able to roll from the beach straight to the vibe of the main street here, which was just around the corner from the beach, and they didn't have to go back to the hotel room. They could just go straight to a bar, and then to another bar, and then to a nightclub, and that was all part of being on vacation. Maybe something they wouldn't do when they're back in Detroit or Toronto or wherever they came from, but down here they loved that. That's what gave them a memorable vacation. And the safety aspect as well. They didn't feel unsafe, you know, because they were in the public eye, just rolling from the beach to the main street. What's your comment?
Yes, I agree. Sosua was known for having a nightlife. And even during the day, the beach has always been vibrant. People going and going and coming and going, and nightlife was the same way. Now you can walk up and down the street, it's dead. There's nothing going on. It's not the same. So it has destroyed the nightlife.
Thank you so much for being on camera, Jackson, and I hope you find winning edges to get through the low season if they keep this craziness going, but hopefully the elections coming up will help get a change to the situation.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Mr. T.
Thank you. Everyone, I'm here with Mr. Flip Flop from Flip Flop Restaurant and Sports Bar in Sosua. Thanks for jumping on camera.
No problem, Mr. T. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Would you say there was an agenda behind chasing everybody away here, shutting down the clubs? Was it focused to get rid of African Americans, or was it just to get rid of anybody who came here to have a good time and meet the girls and meet the guys?
No, the reality is that narrative is astounding to me because it had nothing to do with black or white. May it be 13 years I've been coming here. Okay, there's always been black and white. There's always been families around. It had to do with the girls. You have girls twerking in the middle of the street, stuff like that. When you enter on both sides of the Texaco, and the mayor did mention this in her speech, both sides of the Texaco are the entrance to Sosua. So when you have girls dressed in hardly any clothes, scantily clad, twerking in the middle of the street, what is the first thing someone sees, a tourist sees when they walk in? They see that.
But wouldn't you say if the fish stinks, it stinks at the head? If they're going to clean up anything, they should clean up their police department, who are there when they shouldn't be, too many of them, and they're not to be found when they're really needed. There's all those little things like a girl twerking in the street. If police did their damn job, they wouldn't be twerking in the street. They wouldn't be ripping
Well,
off tourists, would they?
Yes and no, because then when there's too many police, we complain that they're harassing the girls. So you really can't win. It's a
Right now
double-edged sword.
We're being harassed by the police, aren't we? Well, that's what we saw when all the clubs were open. You sat at a bar, and every 30 seconds there's a police bike and another police bike and another police.
And
bike.
who are they harassing? The girls.
Yeah, and I mean, before the mayor came in 8 years ago, the girls were left alone to walk the streets, and we didn't have all this kind of issues to the degree that we've had under this management. So what's your opinion on that one?
Well, as I said, I've seen it change, but I also seen the class of female change here as well. So I mean, people
Would you say it gotten better or worse?
Worse. You got the local girls that you know, the local from down the street.
Yeah.
It's not the same class of girl, if I must say.
So what you're saying, the municipality or the leadership we've had here brought in a rougher type of girls?
No, they didn't do anything, but more different type of girls started coming here. See, all
of what they did.
Yeah. Oh no. All they did was try to clean up what was there. Prior, like you said, 8 years ago, there was none of this. The reason
they
being,
weren't chasing the girls, so all the nice girls in high heel shoes, they dared to come here, didn't they?
well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They didn't start chasing them until there was the lower class of girl around here. When it was the higher class of girl, there were thousands of people in the street. Every bar was full.
Could it be the other way around, that because they started chasing the girls, the good girls disappeared and we got a rougher type? But couldn't it also be for financial agendas that
Possibly.
some hotels come in and they want all these girls gone because the hotel doesn't want their
That's
type of tourist?
Something I can't tell you. I can only tell you what right now that everything's on the other side of the strip. Nothing has changed other than the movement of the location.
One thing I've always believed here anyway is that Sosua was built on a nice mix of people, mixed tourism. Would you say the current administration, or that's been in place here for 8 years, they want to segmentize it to a certain type of tourist and then screw the rest of people?
I can't speak on what their plans are. I mean, living in this country, I've learned one thing. Most people have no plan in this country. So I can't speak on that. You know, I mean, there is no rhyme or reason to a lot of stuff that goes on here, as you know. So we just roll with the punches and move on how we move on.
So what message would you like to send to, especially the African Americans, because a lot of them have chosen not to come back? What would you suggest to them that they should do? Come back and enjoy Sosua? Is it going to be the place it used to be, or is it still the place
I mean, everybody I know who's here is still having a good time. I haven't heard one person that actually here complain. Everybody that complains seems to either not have a passport or not be on a flight. So, I mean, for the people who are here, they seem to be having a good time.
There's a lot of people who used to be here because the guys that used to like coming here got sick of watching the harassment by the police on the girls and the chasing and the bullying and the beating of Haitians and lots of that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I can't really speak on that.
One thing that kind of worries me is if they're taking over the town to do with it what they see fit based on some hotels' motivations, will the beach be next? Like they kicked everybody out of Playa Grande, will they be kicking everybody out of Sosua Beach?
As I said, I can't speak on their plans because most of the time they don't have a plan. So I can't talk. I can only talk on what I know or my version of what I see. Other than that, I can't speak on any government plans or anything like that because I don't know.
Sure. Flip Flop, come down and try his plays out if you haven't already. If you have, then keep coming.
Flip Flop Sports Bar.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Mr. T. Got you. Appreciate you.
Tírelo a la cuneta, Usted que vive cerca de una cañada, no tire la basura ahí, porque va a parar a la playa donde uno se vaya. Esta comparsa. En efectivo, a todos sus participantes es...
I think it was a combination. It was a financial agenda and a racial agenda.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, because most of all of the clubs that closed down were frequented by Black Americans. You know, Rumba, Merengue, Classical, Sosua Light. Those are the clubs where most of the African American men went.
The more of the people who used to come here that'll continue to come here, the more they're failing at implementing an agenda just to only have resort tourists or a certain type of tourist?
I think that's always a mistake. The best results always come from diversity.
Exactly.
People mixing in together, you get to learn about different people, different ways, different cultures, customs, foods, and talking with people, you know. Whenever you try to isolate and have one thing in there, there's so many examples of that.
I mean, we've seen, like one video I put out about the bullying of everybody. We've seen business owners bullied, the Haitians, the local Dominicans. We've seen the girls chased down the streets even though they were looking nice and beautiful. And the first thing that happens is police come chasing them like they were criminals. I mean, that crap has been going on for too long, and that's what I mean. We need a change here. We need to get rid of that to get back to a relaxed ambience. But you can still find it on the beach here and other places. We just need the middle of Sosua to get restored again.
But I think the races get along well. I've never seen any racial conflicts when people sitting at the same restaurant, eating together and drinking together.
Yep. Anyway, great comments, and we're going to hear many other comments as well in this video, but that was your angle and that was powerful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All the best down here and have fun. Everyone, I've got Todd with me here, who's frequently traveled to Dominican Republic, correct?
Yes, sir.
Things have changed. So you're just about to fly out. Would you come back again?
Not anytime soon. I'm just hoping things get back to the way they were. Having to change our customary way of enjoying ourselves here and being forced into places and traveling distances that we weren't accustomed to and weren't aware of until we got here was pretty troubling, and it kind of threw a curveball at us as far as our plans were concerned.
Right. What would have to change for you to be keen to fly down here frequently and spend your money again?
Well, I think the respect towards African American, the dollars that we spend here and how we help the economy here, we need to be respected more for that.
So there's a lot of people who are acting out of principles. They just say, well, if I am not respected, I'll take my hard-earned money elsewhere.
Hey, we can go to Medellin, we can go to Panama, Costa Rica, other places that respect the way we spend our money, because we spend a lot of money here, and I'm not just saying thousands, it's millions, multis of millions.
I totally agree. Todd, I do hope to see you back here, because there's nothing that would destroy their agenda of getting rid of all of us more than everybody turning up still, because once the demand arrives, the supply comes.
I agree.
So I hope to see you back here. Thanks for being on camera.
Hey, thanks for the time, my man. Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you. Cheers.
I think it's a money move. I think they wanted to, calm it down. They wanted to make sure the place is more tourism, but that's a money move. It's a money move. I think that's what they want to do. They want to get people out of they want different type of people, but I think it's a big money move for them to do that, So they don't want.
Is there any element of, we don't want African Americans here? Because we used to have a lot of money coming in from African Americans, and suddenly they're flying to Colombia and other places with their money.
Well, they want to be treated better. I mean, you got to understand the place. A lot of people like the strip, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
They like classicals. They like downstairs. They like the whole environment down there. Yeah. Now they have to go farther, and they. It's kind of treat them. They're not comfortable. So that's why they're going. I know a lot of people are going to Colombia.
But do you think a lot of these guys they believe that the moves of shutting down those clubs were racially linked, and that's why they think, all right, you don't appreciate us, we'll go somewhere else.
Well, that's what they say. They'll take their money somewhere else. A lot of people talked to me and told me that they're not going to come back here. They want to go back to strip. It's not comfortable. Like I said, they want to take their money somewhere else. I mean, it's a lot of. I think it's kind of. I'm born in an era that almost, like discrimination, but seems like it. That's what they feel. A lot of older gentlemen come here. They're not gonna go for that, put them away somewhere distant. They used to comfort, and this make them not comfort. So they're gonna take their money somewhere else.
Right. Now, in terms of you enjoying yourself down here now, and call it the new Sosua, because it seems very different than just 6 months ago. How are you finding it? Are you enjoying yourself?
Not really. I'm not really enjoying myself. The beaches are beautiful and everything like that, but it was what it was before. Was kind of comfortable. It was comfortable. And like I said, it's not as good as it was before. No, it's not.
You feel the buzz has gone out of the town?
Yes.
Well, I can just throw my opinion in there. I used to love the fact you could just come down like on a Friday night or Saturday night, park your bike or your car, and then you could find all these people that you had either met before or friends, and you could start talking. Now it's like, where do you go? So that whole camaraderie that we used to have, it's all gone. What's your comments on that one? For you?
Yeah, it's trying to true. I don't see a lot of people I used to see. Like I don't see people like they used to come. They used to come from all around. They don't come like they used to.
Also, I've heard the comment, people loved the fact back then that you could just stroll up from the beach, not even think about having to return to your hotel, and you could just be right in the action, do people watching, have a few drinks, talk to your friends. It was all right there without having to return to the hotel. Now they have to go back to the hotel quite often because it's not night time yet, the clubs haven't opened, and then they got to venture out to the edge of Sosua to go to specific clubs to dance or meet people. So how do you find, is it really inconvenient, or it hasn't inconvenienced you?
It convened me. Last night I had to go all the way down to the casino last night, all the way down there, get down to entertainment. So I had to catch a motorcycle down there, or a taxi down there. It's kind of inconvenient.
What do you think of the safety aspect of it?
It's not too safe to be getting on a motorcycle all the time. So I used to take a taxi or something like that. I just think that it was inconvenient for me last night. It wasn't, and I was there last night and not many people was there. It was very, very slow. Very, very, very slow. I never seen that on a Wednesday night,
So talking about that, what do you think all of this shutdowns have done to the economy? Have they lost thousands or multi-millions?
I think they lost a lot of money. I can't tell you the number. The number is up there. They lost a lot because they was making money.
Well, what I am scared of is that when all the snowbirds, they head back to US, Canada and Europe and go back to work, and we hit what's called the low season, which is 8 months of the year here, who's going to come? If these gentlemen that used to come down here to enjoy meeting pretty girls, if they go to other countries, I mean, who's going to be here to feed the businesses money? I mean, there's not going to be many people there, is there?
Right, and that's going to lose jobs.
Exactly.
That's the point. They need to work, feed their family, and they need to feed their family. I mean, that's very important.
Exactly. So we've also heard that there was illegal shutdowns, and one place has actually won in court and have reopened, which is the old Rumba, now Kings. So they've popped back up again, and I'm hearing that some of the others may be reopening as well. Would you like to see it all back open again?
Yes, I think because people need their job. People need to work. There's a lot of people working, a lot of people getting, take care of their family. That's very important. I think that's the biggest problem. Last night I don't see none of the people who used to work up in classicals or downstairs or in other places. I just saw a lot of people, new, but it wasn't busy down there.
Well, there's another aspect to it as well. For the tourists coming down, I mean, if I went to Cartagena or Surfers Paradise Australia or Ibiza Spain, I expect there to be nightclubs close to the beach.
Very true.
If I'm unfamiliar with that territory and I have to travel a kilometer through dark roads and that to get out to a nightclub, already that's an uncomfortable thing, isn't it?
Very true.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing last night. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people don't want it, probably not coming back like they Colombia made it more different for them. I didn't go to Colombia yet, but a lot of people has went to Colombia or the Philippines, or they go into other places, you know. And the money is they losing money. I think they lose a lot of money.
Tito, thank you very much. Really great comments from you, and enjoy the sunshine, which at least we still have here.
Yeah.
And the great beach.
Sosua is a good place. It's a good place to be, and you know, like I said, I hope everything's changed for the good. But I think they should check that out, because people are losing their jobs. That's the most important. They got to take care of their family, you know.
Excellent. Take care.
All
Thank
right.
you. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to comment, because I'd love to hear what you thought of the guest comments throughout this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe, tick like, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to check my service InfoHub as well. And you can simply just click up in the top right-hand corner of my site, which is www.educatedtraveler.info. Thanks again, happy travels, and see you next time. Bye-bye.